Hi, this is the host of Bravo's Celebrity Poker Showdown and professional poker player, Phil Gordon. Thank you for joining me for my 2005 World Series of Poker podcast, brought to you by ExpertInsight.com. My new poker instructional DVD is available exclusively online at ExpertInsight.com. Get the DVD and get inside the mind of a pro. You only see my hole cards as I play at the final table, but you hear each and every thought I have while making winning decisions at No Limit Texas Hold'em. And now, from the Rio in Las Vegas, the 2005 World Series of Poker. All right, today is the $2,000 buy-in No Limit Hold'em event. I am just back from Los Angeles doing voiceover work for Celebrity Poker Showdown. Down to the World Series of Poker. Looks like we're going to have 1,000 people enter today's tournament, creating a prize pool of about $2 million. Also today is the finals of the $5,000 buy-in Pot Limit Hold'em event, or Pot Limit Omaha event. Can't wait to see that. Should be a lot of fun. Anyway, things just look the same down here at the World Series. Lots of people running around. Lots of craziness. Anyway, it's I think we're going to be playing nine-handed, 25-25 blinds, 2,000 in chips. I'm feeling good. I can't wait to get to the table and really play some poker. These last couple of days have been very frustrating to be in Los Angeles while all these big events are going on. But that's the nature of my job on Bravo. I've got to skip maybe a third of the tournaments on the professional tour due to the television gig. Not that I'm complaining, but anyway, that's what I have to do. So I apologize for being tardy with the last couple of updates, but I'm going to make it up to you today with some great interviews and some great insights from the table. Cheers. All right, we're just underway at the $2,000 buy-in No Limit Hold'em event. I'm looking around the table. I have 8 players I've never seen before, 25-25 blinds. It looks like they're going to be playing pretty tight here. We've played one round so far, so I'm going to be looking to get in some pots with these guys and test them a little bit. I think they might be, well, I'm not exactly sure, but exactly what's going on, but they are playing very, very tight. Interesting hand just came up. I've got 2 7s in middle position, and I've gotten down to about 1,300 in chips. I took a bad beat on the previous hand for 700 in my 2,000, so a little short stack, but not overly short stacked. 2 7s. Anyway, I decide against my normal philosophy of raising before the flop, I decide to limp in from middle position, and the big blind calls, and the flop comes down ace, king, queen. And he checks to me, so I bet a small amount. I bet about 100 on the flop, and he calls. So I'm done with the hand. I was just betting in case he didn't have anything. I mean, maybe he called me with 2 6s or 10-9 suited or 10-8 suited or something like that. It's always a good idea to just bet a small amount there and see if you can pick up the pot, even though you don't have a big piece of it. But he called. The turn came off the 9 of clubs, and he then turned his hand face over, thinking that the river had been dealt. Now, this is not legal in tournament poker to expose your hand during the middle of play. So we called the floorman over. The floorman ruled that his hand is still live, and that he would then receive a 10-minute penalty after the hand is over. However, this puts me in a very difficult situation. I know he's got ace-8 for a pair of aces with a bad kicker. So when he checks, do I bet there or do I not bet there? Well, as soon as he turned his hand over, I decided that he was probably going to call me, no matter how much I bet. So I checked, and then the river came the queen. Now he still checked again. Now do I bet again, or do I not bet again? The pot only had a couple of hundred in it. I had about 1,200 in chips. The guy starts going, well, if you want to just go ahead and bet all in, I'm going to call you, and we'll just go over to the palms, something like that. He just went off. He made me think that he was going to call him, and I think he would have called, especially after I showed weakness. I showed weakness both before the flop with my limp and with my after the turn check. Anyway, very interesting situation. I let the guy have the pot. He took it down, and he got a 10-minute penalty. He'll have to sit away from the table for the next 10 minutes. Well, 30 minutes into the tournament, and this will be my last report from being inside the tournament. I had just busted out. I had ace-6 on the button. Everyone folded to me. I raised it to 75. I was down to about 1,000 in chips. The small blind called. The flop came ace-queen-6, giving me top and bottom pair. There was a flush draw on the board. He bet about 175, which was almost the size of the pot. Now, I raised it to 600, basically pot committing myself. He moved all in. I called him, and he turned over ace-queen. So he had the top two pair, the top and bottom pair. Kind of an unlucky hand, but at the same time, you know, that's one of the reasons that you don't play these weak aces. But he very well could have had ace-king or ace-jack or even the flush draw. I thought that was even possible. So I have to put the money in there. It's just a little unfortunate. So I've just spewed $2,000. I'm only down here for 30 minutes, and I'm already knocked out of the tournament. But good news is that will give me some time to find some of the players in the Omaha event. It's going to be a star-studded field, and looks like Phil Ivey has a monster chip lead in the pot limit Omaha. Phil Ivey has 500,000 in chips. Siggy Stocksinger, I have no idea who that is, from Austria, has 213,000. In third place is Alan Cunningham, making his fourth final table of the World Series of Poker. He's in third place with 202,000. Richard St. Peter, no idea who that is, but he's going to need some divine intervention to beat this field. He's got 162,000. Robert Williamson III, probably one of the best tournament pot limit Omaha players in the world. He seems to make every single final table in pot limit Omaha. He's got 153,000. Eddie Scharf, who won this event 2 years ago, has 150,000. He's in sixth place. Davoud Mirmad from Frankfurt, Germany, is in seventh place with 125,000. Everyone's favorite guy to hate, Phil Hellmuth Jr., is in eighth place, going for his 10th bracelet with 114,000. Claude Cohen has 110,000, and Surinder Sunar, winner of the Paris World Poker Tour event last year, is in 10th place with 96,000. This is really going to be a fun table to watch. Got some great personalities at the table and a lot at stake. First place prize money in that tournament, $635,000. Unbelievable. So anyway, I'm going to be watching a little bit of that, catching up on some World Series of Poker business, and bringing you coverage all for the rest of the day from that tournament and other tournaments that are going on. Wish I could be giving you up-to-the-minute updates from chip counts at chip breaks, but unfortunately that will not happen today. I am out of the tournament in a record time of 30 minutes today. All right, this is Phil Gordon. I'll be out at the Omaha event shortly. Mike Matusow just walked up in the hallway.
Poker is a f***ing farce, period. Thank you.
What happened, Mike?
Nothing. I mean, I'm playing good. You know, a guy raises up under the gun. I had ace, queen of spades on the button. I thought about it. I called. And, you know, I'm not going to go broke with the hand. I come ace, 10 blank. He bets like 300 right into me. So now I'm thinking he might have a big ace, like ace, king. So I'm be real careful here. So I call 300. Turn card comes a queen, gives me aces and queens.
Ooh, yummy, yummy.
Now he bets like 500 again. Now I don't like my hand. I'm like, how can he bet back into me here? So I just flat call.
Now, how many did you start with, Mike? You only started the tournament with 2,000.
2,500.
And so far, you've called a raise, you've called 300, you've
now
called
we got
500.
800 invested.
Now you got 800.
Now the river card comes like a baby card. He bets like 600. I think forever and ever and ever. I'm like, the best I can do is have the same hand. I'm like, I should fold here, you know, but only I can't lay top two down here, so I call. And he shows me the king jack offsuit that he raised right under the gun and hit the gutter ball with me. So I have like 700 left after this hand, and now like 3 hands later, it goes raise and 6 people call, so it's 50 to me in the big blind with queen deuce of clubs.
So you moved in?
No, I take the flop. The flop comes ace 3-4 with 2 clubs. It goes bet call call, so I just shove in my last 700, right? And then of course it comes blank blank. I mean, I'd never hit a hand like that. And I hit a gutter ball every hand against me. I hate poker. Who the f*** is that a picture of?
That was Mike Matusow. All the beeps were, in fact, the F-bomb. Did you get a 10-minute penalty?
Poker, man. Poker's a game for morons. Like
beep.
It's who cares
Beep,
about
beep, beep, beep.
It's such a farce, man. I mean, it is. Poker's a farce. It's a farce, man. You could get it in with the best hand of 5,000 hands in a row and never win one. But if you hold them up, you're a superstar, and if you lose, you're just an idiot. Thank you. I got that out of my.
That was Mike Matusow. Broke an hour into the tournament and joining the rest of us poor sorry saps in the middle of the hallway. It's my first Gus Hansen sighting of the World Series of Poker. Gus standing in the atrium making a phone call, and literally 8-9 people lined up to take pictures with him. Some woman walked up and tried to take a picture with him while he was on the phone. Not good technique there, but Yeah, good. Gus looks good. I don't know where he's been. I'm going to try to get an interview with him quickly.
Now you got me.
All right, I'm here with Gus Hansen. Gus, I haven't seen you down at the World Series of Poker. Where you been?
I've been back in Denmark. I've had some business to attend to, which came before poker, but now it's all poker from now on till the end of the World Series.
Yeah, and you're playing in the event today, but you just arrived. You're about an hour late. You're only starting with 2,000 in chips. When you get to the table, you're going to have 1,800 more than I have.
Well, 1,800. I still got a chip left, so I mean, it's going to be aggressive when you only start with 2,000 no matter what. So.
And when Gus Hansen says he's going to be aggressive, guys, that is so you're going to play like 7 out of 9 hands or 6 out of 9?
I was 2 out of 3, 6 out of 9. It sounds about
2 out of 3, 6 out of 9.
Yeah.
Gus, everyone wants to know how you win. I mean, you've won so many poker titles in the last 3 years, and you seem to play a very aggressive, crazy style. And I mean that with total respect, by the way. What's the key to playing a lot of hands and no limit hold'em?
Well, I mean, like everything else in life, timing is crucial. I mean, you got to get a feel for your opponents, and I mean, a lot of times when I do seem to play a little crazy, I'm the aggressor. I'm the one raising. I'm not the one calling with mediocre hands.
That's the one thing that you will notice when you watch Gus play. He's always the one betting and raising, almost never the person calling. Okay, betting and raising gives you 2 ways to win, right? Your opponent, first of all, they have to call you, and then they have to beat you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the way to play. I mean, one of the keys to winning poker is put your opponent on a guess, and a lot of times they make the wrong guess, and that means you take down the pot. On the other hand, if you're just calling all the way, you're the one who's left with a tough guess, and I don't like to do that. I like it to do it the easy way. Be the aggressor, make them guess, and sometimes they do the wrong thing.
All right, very good. We got 100,000 questions to ask you, but get out to the table. Good luck today, Gus, and great to have you at the World Series of Poker.
Thanks a lot, Phil. Podcast?
Yes, it's a podcast. This is Phil Ivey. Phil Ivey is the chip leader going into today's tournament, the $5,000 buy-in pot limit Omaha event. Phil, how many chips you have?
Close to 500,000.
And who's the biggest competitor at the table? I mean, obviously you're in a huge chip leading position. Who's probably your biggest competitor?
Take my interview, whatever you want, okay? But,
who's your biggest competitor at the table?
I mean, I don't really think about that when I sit down and play.
Would anything less than a bracelet be satisfactory today?
Of course not. Whenever I play a tournament, I'm looking to win. What up? Hey, what's up, Robert? What's going on? What's up? I got to do this interview real quick. You know I was at the final table?
Yeah, I know. Good luck.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to make it happen.
I told you. You got to. How many bracelets do you have already?
I got 4 braces right now. Looking for number 5.
Going in for number 5. And, sorry, everyone's trying to get to Phil. Phil's heading into his interview with ESPN. Phil, most importantly, how's your golf game these days?
My golf game's coming along. I mean, I've been working pretty hard at it. I'm still terrible, but, you know, I mean, after the World Series, I plan on, you know, getting a little better.
All right, we're going to get more from the final table with Phil Ivey. Phil, good luck today.
All right, thanks.
All right, it's here with Alan Cunningham. Alan, this is going to be your 3rd final table today in the Omaha 5,000.
True.
You've won one bracelet early, and how much was that worth?
My bracelet was worth $725,000.
And then you came in, what, 8th?
4th.
Oh, sorry.
Pot limit, yeah.
4th in the pot limit, and now your 3rd final table. How many chips do you start with?
200,000, which is 3rd place, but it's about average, actually.
Yeah, Ivey's got a lot of chips.
Right.
And if you could give 2 or 3 tips for playing pot limit Omaha well, what would just a couple of things that you think about at the table?
Well, I mean, just some basic tips. We're trying to play well-coordinated hands and
well-coordinated meaning. Give me a couple examples.
Like 9-10 Jack Queen, double suited is better than not, or 2 kings double suited, King 10 Jack double suited, 7-8 9-10 double suited. Those are like the best kind of hands.
Right, but hands like Jack 10 9-4 are very flawed, right? The 4 is not doing much for you.
That's right. But in pot limit Omaha, especially if everyone's playing tight, you can sometimes play a few extra hands and take a couple stabs at some flops and sort of throw them off a little bit.
Okay, so in general, I don't know, the way I think about this game is having the nuts and redrawing 2 better nuts.
That's the best situation, certainly, especially if a lot of people are in the pot. You really want to have a good coordinated
10-handed hand, because if you hit a flop, there's a good chance someone else will too. So you want to be on top of them.
At a 10-handed table, which you'll be playing at today, how many people do you anticipate averaging in before the flop?
I'd say the average would be 2 to 3.
Really?
Yeah, actually, as the table gets shorter, I've noticed more people play. If there's maybe 6 or 7 people, you might get 3 people per flop. At a 10-handed table, most people tend to play tight and just sort of wait, especially right now, because we're actually at the final table, but we're 1 out of the money.
Oh, really? So the 10th place finisher gets no money.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's kind of strange.
It is strange. It just took so long they decided to bring all 10 back for today.
How many times were you all in this tournament, either on a draw or when your opponent would have had like a 14 card out or 15 card outs against you?
I don't think I was ever all in. I did have a decent amount of my stack in there a couple times, but I was actually never in jeopardy, other than during the rebuy period where it didn't matter too much, although it cost me a couple of rebuys.
A couple of rebuys. By the way, the rebuys here are $5,000 each.
Yeah, I'm in this tournament for $25,000.
25 grand.
Right. So
holy.
Ninth place pays $60,000. So as long as I don't finish on the bubble, I'm in for a decent profit.
Wow. And what's the average? What would be the average buy-in for this thing?
I heard that the average buy-in was about $15,000.
Wow. Bigger than the main event, but the chips were flying, I bet, in those early rebuy periods.
Yeah, actually, my table seemed pretty calm for the first hour and 20 minutes, but during the last half hour or so of the rebuy period, some money was changing hands.
How deep were you prepared to go? If you had to buy in for $40,000, were you going to go in for 40?
Each time I went broke, I was going to rebuy, but I actually had only brought $20,000 with me to the table for rebuy, so I spent it all.
Oh, well, that's when you call your girlfriend Melissa and see if she has any money on her, right?
Right, start borrowing.
All right, good luck to you today. Everyone at Full Tilt is rooting for you, and we want to see yet another bracelet for Team Full Tilt Poker.
Not as much as me, thank you.
I bet. Yeah, all right, thanks, Al.
In 2 minutes and a half they're going to be for the limit thing.
Okay, this is Phil Laak, the Unabomber. Phil, you just were heads up with Johnny Chan for a bracelet. How'd that feel?
But that was it, yeah. Let's see, how did that feel? Okay. You'd think that it would feel, it felt just like playing a heads-up freeze-out with, in your kitchen table. Poker always feels the same, I swear. If I'm playing for 50
it's
cents...
Johnny frickin' Chan, though. Come on.
It was fun.
Did he have the orange out?
It was actually fun because, you know what, actually, the truth is, it was, as far as, I realized, well, I can play my best game, and I can also be a goofball, and he's going to roll with the punches and have fun and whatever, because he's trying to change.
Did you do any of your goofball
I was having fun. I did exactly what I would do if it was a kitchen, push-ups, whatever, choking the guy, whatever I could come up with, I mean, Johnny J, he was rolling with the punches. He was totally copacetic with whatever happened.
So you came in second?
Yep, came in second. And the real news is, though, that my girl...
Jennifer Tilley, actress.
Whacked 601. There was 601 players, and she came in first. So that's
she's won a World Series of Poker bracelet. I can't wait to get an interview with her. Is she going to be around today?
She is. No, she's asleep right now. She's probably shopping or something later on.
How does a guy like you get a hot actress like Jennifer Tilley to go out with you?
It's all in the sweatshirt. It's all in the sweatshirt, I'm telling you.
I'm pretty sure you had the hood pulled over your head the first time you guys went out. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I met her a year ago, and she,
at one of these Hollywood poker tournaments, right?
Yep, the Celebrity Invitational. And actually, I met her a year and 4 months ago, and then I re-met her a year ago. That's when we started dating. That was fun. And
did she taunt you with the bracelet? I mean, just completely work you over?
Over 100. See, we both share the philosophy that if you have, I told her when she started learning how to play cards, I was, look, if you have a flush, your opponent has a floss. If you have a floss, he has quads. And if you finally get quads, the lights are going out in the casino, and somebody's going to go for your chip stack. So I come from the philosophy that you can't win, it can't be done, you have to understand it. And And so we have, in the last, 48 hours gone, how did that happen? No one wins. You can't win. I
can't win at poker.
It's impossible.
And then you come in second at the World Series of Poker, and she's won a bracelet.
I hired 4 kids, 3 from MIT and 1 from Rutgers, to find out if poker could be beat. And, it cost me $2,700. The math came in. The game can't be beat. I have the textbooks up in my room to show you. It's totally incredible. And so it's nice, knowing that the impossible once in a while. No, I'm being silly, but.
And now you're still on the $5,000 limit hold'em event, right? How many chips you have?
Just treading water. It's like poker. It's this whole. It always seems like everyone's bleeding. You're just trying to outlast your bleed slower. It's a whole bleed slower.
Well, go bleed to the table. They're counting your chips out. Yeah. Good luck today, Phil, and good luck, and congrats to Jennifer. I can't wait to talk to her.
All right, thanks, Larry.
All right, see you. Okay, we're back over next to the pot limit Omaha, and looks like Ivey's in seat 6, Helmuth's in seat 7, Robert Williamson in seat 2. Not much action so far. It looks like Phil Ivey's stolen a couple blinds. ESPN crew's around. There are quite a few people gathered around trying to watch the action, but of course not able to see very much. Any big action we'll bring straight to the podcast. Just noticed in the stands there are 6 or 7 people wearing Robert Williamson III T-shirts. I'm not so sure that's a good thing. Ivey and Helmuth in a pot together. Helmuth was under the gun and raised. Ivey called out of the big blind. The flop's 5 Jack 9, 2 hearts. Ivey's first to bet. Phil is one of the short stacks of the table for sure. Helmuth, that is. Both check. Turns the king of hearts. Ivey checks. Helmuth bets 15,000 and Ivey calls quick. And the river card is the 4 diamonds. So it's 5 Jack 9 King 4 with 3 hearts. Phil had a straight, and Phil takes the pot with a queen high straight, and Ivey loses a small one there. Take care of yourself. Thanks. Pretty tight play here at the final table. They've eliminated 2 players. All the big names are still in the tournament. However, I just got a cell phone call. I'm going to have to get out of here. I'm going to end the podcast for the day. Andy Block just asked if I needed a substitute. I don't know. You want to do it? You want to do it? Actually, we have to give it to Rick so he can upload it. Do you want to continue, Andy?
You want me to?
Oh, I don't know. Should we trust Andy? No. All right, we're going to end this. I'll give you a full update. I can't trust Andy Block. We lived together for a year. He knows too many of my secrets. I never did the dishes. Yeah, that's my big secret. Yeah, and you're the cleanest guy on the planet, too. So, anyway, that's all from the World Series of Poker today. They're down to 8. The $2,000 buy-in, no limit, is down to about 500 people. Looks like they're down to about 36 people in the limit 5,000 event. Let's see if I can... Annie Duke's still in. Who else is still in over there? We'll give you a quick update. Men the Master, Young Fan. Mir Vahidi still in. Phil Laak. Gabe Kaplan. David Chu. John Fan, yeah. Well, a lot of great players still in the 5,000 limit. And anyway, that's all she wrote here from the World Series of Poker Day. Hope you enjoyed the interviews with Gus Hansen. We got Phil Ivey on tape, although he was brief. Yeah, a lot of great players down here today, and there'll be more tomorrow for the $1,500 Raz event. Ooh, I can hardly contain my excitement.
Thanks for joining me for the 2005 World Series of Poker from Las Vegas. This podcast was brought to you by ExpertInsight.com, home of my poker instructional DVD. Get inside the mind of a pro at the final table at www.expertinsight.com. Tune in tomorrow for more stories, interviews, fun, and insight into the world of professional poker. For ExpertInsight.com, this is Phil Gordon from Las Vegas, Nevada.